Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is post the link to Shanquella Robinson's GoFundMe for her family. One thing I do remember hearing her father saying the family did not have a lot of money. So I'm glad the last time I went out there and looked, it was over $348,000. And as far as I'm concerned, I hope that amount doubles or even tripled. And I heard some of the theories that people had of why she was killed, and I'm sorry. Nothing that I read justifies this woman being taken out the way that she was. I don't care if it was a money dispute. I don't care if she said something and, there's other ways this could have been resolved. It did not have to resolve in her death. And like I said before, I agree with the father that they intentionally took her far away in order to kill her. She thought she was going away to enjoy some time with friends, and they had a motive to just kill her, and they did. So, no, I don't accept any of those things as excuses that what people are speculating about. And besides, the whole investigation is not even over. So, I don't know what many of you are yammering about. Let the investigation finish because somebody's going to talk. Okay. When people within her group of alleged friends get separated and get interrogated, trust me, they're going to talk and you'll get the full story of what happened, especially if they realize they're going to jail. Oh, you'd be surprised at how quick people will do an about face, and that little circle of friends will easily turn on each other. Well, I wanted to show you what Kyrie Irving did. He made two donations totaling $65,000 for Shanquella Robinson's family. And I think that's a beautiful thing. That's a very unselfish thing because we know a lot of these athletes, they hear about an ordinary person like Shanquella Robinson getting killed, and many times they don't do or say anything. But we've seen some of them step up to the plate. Y'all remember when Dennis Rodman paid for a funeral? Y'all remember the black man that was dragged to death? Dennis Rodman was the one that paid for that funeral. Every now and then you will hear about people stepping up. And when Aretha Franklin was alive, and if she heard about a family that really couldn't afford to bury their loved ones, Aretha Franklin paid for a lot of people in our community. She paid for their burial. A lot of folks don't even know that. But she dug in her own pocket and paid for the burial, probably of thousands of people in our community, to have them buried in a plot because their family was just so poor they couldn't afford it. So it's good to see somebody like Kyrie just giving because it is the right thing to do. And I intend on making a donation to Shanquella Robinson's family. I'm going to do that myself. And, and shout out to Terrene Rain. He also did this story. So Kyrie Irving donates 65K to assist Shanquella Robinson's family legal and funeral expenses. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Shanquella was killed on the 29th of October. And, y'all, she was inside of a rental house in Los Cobos in Mexico. Well, since then, we know there's a lot of mystery surrounding her death, but at least the burden of a funeral, because the father really, just from him talking, I could see that they just didn't have a lot. So at least now they can get some really good lawyers, and they can take care of her funeral and also have money to survive on. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So Kyrie Irving is helping Shanquella Robinson's family deal with financial burden and the cost of funeral expenses and legal fees as they fight for justice. A spokesperson for the Brooklyn Nets guard confirmed the GoFundMe donation late Friday, November 18th evening to Yahoo. So we face a tremendous unexpected financial burden and a great deal of pain as we prepare to lay my sister, Shanquella, to rest, or they called her Quella. And at the time of this writing, the family has exceeded 300,000, which is true because I went out there and I just saw 348,000, and I'm sure that's going to be going up, including 65K from Kyrie Irving. So we know, just from the video that surfaced, that Shanquella was beaten to death and her body was left inside of the rental property in Los Cobos, Mexico, and her alleged friends all came home to North Carolina, leaving her body in Mexico. So the North Carolina native was there to celebrate her birthday with a group of people she believed to be her friends. So it was actually her birthday, and they beat her to death on her birthday. I don't celebrate birthdays because, being a Hebrew, we don't acknowledge those kind of things. But, we know all of our people are not in the truth. So they made her believe they went there to celebrate her birthday, and they actually went there to kill her. Wow. So, members of the group claim Shanquella was found unconscious and suffering from alcohol poisoning a day after her arrival. Now, how do they know she was suffering from that? Did a doctor look at her? You know, I mean, there are so many questions that you can actually ask. So, however, the autopsy revealed that she had a broken neck and trauma to her back. So, I had read there were cracks in her spine. Suspicion surrounding her death grew grimmer when a cell phone footage of, a woman physically beating her had surfaced. And then we had later found out Winter Donovan also body slammed her. So, um, the father, of course, acknowledged the footage of her being beaten and attacked. They attacked her and she was naked. He said in an interview posted Saturday, November 19th, he added that his daughter was not the type to pick fights. So she was not a fighter at all. So, during the interview, you can tell he was very overcome by emotion. He was heartbroken, you know, and he said Shanquella was his only daughter. Now, I do believe there was a half sister, but this was a child that her mother had with a different father. So, her father just seems so heartbroken, and it seems like they were very close. So, he was definitely in her life. Wow. I just hope that they can get to the bottom of it. The FBI is still investigating the whole thing. And, the right thing to do is bring these folks in that were there and watch this woman get beat to death and did not intervene. And of course, the ones that participated in the beating, they need to get murder charges placed on them. They really do. So, I mean, I know this happened in another country, but still, they are U.S. citizens, and so was Shanquella. So they should still be able to do something about this whole thing. So the Attorney General in Mexico has also declared her death as a femicide, a form of a gender based hate crime. So that's what they declared it. I don't care. Look, haul their butts back over to Mexico and put them on trial. You do whatever it takes so that this family can get justice. That's how I see it. And if you didn't get a chance to see the interview that her father did with TMZ, that's on the video I had posted yesterday. And you should be able to see it. It's really not that long, and it's really heartbreaking, to say the least. But hats off to Kyrie for stepping up. People have been dragging him and saying all kinds of disparaging things, but it's amazing. I see his donation in there for her, not none of theirs. Just keep that in mind. He couldn't be that awful. Y'all, please tell me what you think. But let me just say one more thing. We have also heard of another apology Kyrie made. And in all honesty, these people got a lot of nerve. Nobody has gone through more disparaging things than our people. So for this group of people to step up and act like no, nothing is good enough, it's not good enough, it's not only shameful, but it's laughable at the same time. We can trace a lot of these folks to slavery. We can trace their involvement in financing it. And many of them had slaves, and they have never made their wrongs right. And we see all of the stuff going on over in Israel. For people that are chosen, all I have to say is it's a lot of turmoil going on over there all the time. It don't look very peaceful to me. In fact, it don't look peaceful to anyone. And it doesn't the Torah and the Bible say that once the Jews were restored in their land, there would be peace on earth? There ain't no peace anywhere on this planet, not even in Israel. I'm just saying. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.